Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of LANCESCURV, actually Metamorphosis. We're waiting for him to come on in. It's not his fault that he's late. Actually, I gave him the link to show up a bit late. So you haven't seen me for the last 2 weeks because I've been a bad boy, according to YouTube. I was in YouTube jail. Now this time, they really were stretching, right? They took something I said on a video and I worked around it. I played with the letters and said, well, it rhymes with it's connected to this. And they got me. They got me. Anyway, Brother Neil Frazier's here. Let me remove my logo right here. We're live. And I'm glad to see you, brother. My bad for not giving you the link right away. It totally slipped my mind.
Okay. It's okay. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, I've been putting in some work. We were back yesterday on YouTube. We had a power issue. It messed me up with the writing that I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of writing, and yeah, I'm loving it. I got that groove.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I saw you come out yesterday. I guess they said you made bail.
Oh yeah, they came. Yeah. I came out with a vengeance, and we had a power outage for 5 hours, another one for 2 hours, and it got late.
Yeah.
And we didn't get a chance to do the show. So I said, forget that. I'm going to write some articles. And I wrote, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I was, when the power came back on, I was gone, man.
Yeah.
A bomb could have went off, and I was just here right in the same very spot, playing music though, enjoying myself. And it was wonderful. And like I said, I got that part of my brain working back. I got my drawing pad right there. I know what I'm going to draw. It's a balance of doing the shows, the writing, which I'm more of that than a guy who does video. Remember?
Yeah.
Online, it was just artwork and writing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be in front of a camera and anybody would be interested in hearing what I have to say. Oh, how are you doing, brother? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. You know, it's the weather keeps going. Today, it's warm, but we went through a cold stretch for a minute, and a rainy cold stretch. But now the sun is reemerging, and you know, it just feels great, man. You know how it is. Life is what you make it. If you see sunlight, then you can activate your sun. If you see darkness, then you're controlled by the moon. So either way, you're the one that's creating the environment that you walk in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why when I have several things I have to do or that I aim to do for the day, one thing stops, I can do something else. And so it's a continuous movement because my plans are so far ahead that the temporary stoppage or halting of my plan for the day just makes me take a detour. So it doesn't stop me. So it's a continuous flow. If I hit you with a right, I'll hit you the left hook, I'll hit you, something is open. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you got that rest between the rounds. You know what I mean?
Yes, you definitely do. You have to you know, regroup, rejuvenate, you know, all those good things. Luckily, we're not like the ants because, you know, they go in one direction. You can pour water on them and cut the supply line and come back an hour later and they're right back where you know, disrupted them at.
Right. But that's what we need to have as humans, HUE-MAN.
Yes.
We need to know that when we're knocked down, it's not permanent.
Right.
That you have it within you to overcome anything that's put in your path. This is why my old studio, my old circumstances, with all the obstacles that I had to go through, not just in America, but when we got here.
Right.
You know, there were folks who were trying to sit there and crush. But
I believe it. Yeah.
Now, look at my reality now, which came from here and with Mrs. Scurv. and the opposition, man. And folks are like, yeah. And then now people see us, and it's like they're seeing a ghost.
Right.
And you got to be
we literally have seen the manifestation. We literally have seen this play out.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the great part about it.
The only thing is that you got to be careful when you wish for somebody's downfall, because I'm not saying you, but I'm saying when people do this and smear and lie, and you got to look at their realities now. And I wonder, like, wow, you see how things can turn around?
Oh,
but
yeah, no doubt.
Even when things are being thrown my way, I'm like, zoop, I know how karma works. And it makes you come back stronger, and you're even more elevated. Because it's like the donkey story. You got the donkey that was despised and hated, who loved everybody, but for some reason, the folks despised him. They pushed him in a ditch. He was in a ditch and couldn't get out. And their hate for him was so strong, they took big stones and started hitting him in the ditch. The donkey was bloody. They say, yeah, a couple more of these stones, he'll be dead. He's going to die. He'll never come back. Hitting him and ignore his cries. We won't help him. He's on his own. And so they kept throwing the stones at the donkey, and the donkey took it. The donkey didn't say anything. The donkey waited because the ditch filled up with stones, and the donkey walked out.
Wow.
See? Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but when the donkey came out after a while, he was looking good as ever.
I bet.
Unscathed.
And the main thing is, they were the ones that create the opportunity, although they thought they were crushing him, for him to rise.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, that's a good story. I like that.
Yeah. So whenever you see yourself at a certain point, or people reveal themselves to you, be glad that it's revealed at that time. Yeah. Because better that than 20 years go by. You know what I mean? And now you don't have to sit any of these people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you travel light now. This is why I can do so much now. Yeah. I don't have an entourage of fake people around me.
Well, brother, you have done what you have done. Very few people are able to do, to go to another continent, set up, build a mansion, set up your same studio with all these weapons coming at you, and look at you now. When I look at those stripes, I told you, when I look at the stripes, I know that this is the manifestation of what it means when you have to really go through what Black men go through and still come out on top.
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of it, as we know, is from our own people.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why our topic today, we're going to discuss all of what we're talking about now, because this is so relevant.
Baby Lou.
With what's happening now. But so you got the video, right? But did you get the one with Martin Luther King doing the Life Ain't Been No Crystal Stair?
I got it.
Go, great. Yeah, we're gonna have a good day today.
Video is that we can't play the visual, but we can play the audio.
Okay.
Because whoever uploads videos, they decide how they want it to play. Okay. Some will say 60 seconds. Okay. Some will say just audio. Some will say audio and video. So when I looked at it to check, because there's a way I can check now that whatever you send me, because some of them you can't play nothing at all, but this one, they allowed the audio. So I download
great
audio. Whenever you want to play it, just let me know and we'll hit it.
How about the episode with To Serve Man? Are you able to show that?
No, can't do that. No.
Okay.
That's Twilight Zone, and that's I wish I could. But I don't know if you saw the banner. I had a reminder.
I saw the banner. Yeah, I saw that.
You see the guy.
Perfect.
That is perfect. My favorite episode.
Yes, mine too.
Unbelievable.
Yes, unbelievable how, and the whole if you want to put the banner up again,
sure,
we can kind of just move into it.
Right.
So
I'll leave it up to you. Tell me to take it down, brother. We'll leave it on up.
Okay, great, fantastic. Well, I'm glad to be with you again another week, brother. And you know, it just gets better and better because regardless, when you see the stripes and then you see someone coming through the stripes,
yes,
it lets our people know that much of what we deal with is like an illusion.
I was just thinking that today. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
Much of it is an illusion, and that illusion, and I'll use a example. When we watched The Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
Now, Dorothy had the chance to go home all the time, right? By clicking her heels. But she had to go through all of this stuff in order to come to a place where she had to go through this journey. She had to actually go kill a witch, right? But when they found out, so this big imposing image, you know, with smoke coming out the nose and, you know, real loud. And Toto, the little dog, goes and pull the curtain back. You got this little Albert Einstein looking man yelling into the microphone.
Right.
So that is the type of illusion that they have for our people.
Diane.
Okay. in the sense that we don't see, what we see is the illusion that they have put up for us. And this episode right here, I employ people to go back and look at it because it's still on YouTube, from the Twilight Zone to Serve Man.
1952.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I looked at it, our people's pineal gland is starting to open in 2025.
That's right.
So we're starting to see the true nature of what we're dealing with. But there were a couple of things I got from, watching a little short clip again, right? Yeah. And the first thing is somebody talking out the side of their neck. That is a huge red sign. Mm-hmm. Okay, your mouth is not moving, but yet you're talking to me and I can hear you clearly. So what is the source of where this is coming from? And you stand there looking like you just smoked crack and 10 feet tall, but yet I'm supposed to believe that you are here to serve man. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other interesting thing was when the scientist lady, they were so happy when she decoded the title of the book, right? To Serve Man. Like, oh yeah, it's really true. They are here to serve man.
Oh man.
You remember, right?
Yeah, no, I remember.
I know you do.
When she realized what it was and she screamed it out, the part that got me.
Oh yeah. When she realized and she ran to the ship when the people were going up the ship, and then somebody stopped her. She said, Mr. whatever his name was, we'll just say Calvert, don't get on that ship. She said, it's a cookbook.
To serve man. It's a cookbook.
It's a cookbook.
Oh man.
Man. And let me tell you, that changed the whole game right there.
But see, you got to look at it this way too. Like, it's like having chickens and turkeys. You're fattening them up. And them chickens and turkeys who are out on the farm running around free say, oh man, we eating good. We're in the sun, we're having fun. They're fattening you up. So with the educational system to keep us ignorant with the
Yes.
GMO foods to keep us deprived and malnourished, even though we're eating up all the calories, we think we're getting nourished.
Right.
In a twisted religion they're giving us, that we have to be
Yes.
subservient and twist things around. All of these things, and I'm gonna be careful now because they listen to me.
I know.
Yeah, we had to wear a mask when it wasn't Halloween. That's all I'll say. But they do all
That's
this
deep.
to get us ready because, like I said before, social media, Instagram, Facebook, porn, keeping us in a lower vibration, because the lower our vibration, the tastier we are to them at the point of transition. So they're fattening us up with pleasure, the food, the salt, the fat, the indulgences, the lust. That makes us tasty to them because they're going to harvest. When we transition, they're going to be right there to eat us. But we taste nasty to them when we live an upright life, a clean life.
Oh, no question.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
A highly
a counterfeit spirit.
Exactly. They don't want us then, right? But they want us the other way. And most of us don't even see it that way. The more lower
that's a good point too. When you look at this entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we know that Project 2025
giant game
is the exact same thing as this cookbook to serve man. And then you look at Elon Musk, who that entity right there, in my mind, represents how they look at you.
Right.
And that, okay, yeah, we're here to serve you. We're going to make things better for you. And then soon as they get the opportunity, everybody getting fired. There's no food. There's no food stamps. No, so this is in my mind, the exact same. I couldn't have found something better to explain what we're dealing with today. And you can just look at the contrast. I mean, it looks like, I don't know what it looked like. I just know that this is the perfect scenario that our people, now that our pineal glands are open, that we now see you. We know that this is a cookbook. And so we're going to dive into that. But before we do that, Brother Lance, let's play the Langston Hughes, who I want to celebrate today. Let's play that part. And Dr. King has a perfect voice for that.
Yes. Okay, here we go, brother. All right.
Okay.
Let nobody stop us. I close by quoting once more the
and
man
you can take down
that the young lady quoted.
Banner if you like.
That magnificent black bard who has now passed on, Langston Hughes. One day he wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. The mother didn't always have her grammar right, but she uttered words of great symbolic profundity. Well, son, I'll tell you.
So is it not playing?
Life for me ain't been no crystal stad. It's had tacks in it.
Yeah, you can't hear it?
Boards torn up,
No.
places with no carpet on the
you can hear?
floor, bare.
I can't hear it. I can't.
But
I
all
don't know
the
if anyone
time,
else can.
I's been a climbing
Okay,
on
let me see
reaching
what the issue is here. Hold on.
turning corners, and
Okay.
sometimes going in the dark where there ain't
Hold
been
on.
no light.
Okay.
So, boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on this.
I'm gonna pause it for a second. I'm gonna ask the chat room if they heard it, and I'll let it play, and I'll let it loop over and play again.
Okay.
So let me just get a few responses from the chat room. Did they hear it? Let me check it right now.
Okay.
Okay, they can hear it in the chat. So
They can?
yeah. Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna let it continue.
Okay.
And since we cut into it right now, it's only a little less than 2 minutes, I'll let it loop over from the beginning. All right.
Okay.
If you can check your phone or play the show, play the show too, because it may bring a little feedback, but you'll hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna continue it, and then when it gets to the beginning, I'm gonna let it loop right back over again. Here we go.
Okay.
Steps cause you finds us kind of hard, but I still going, boy. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
Yeah, I'm listening to it on my phone.
Let nobody stop us. I close by quoting once more the man that the young lady quoted, that magnificent black bard who has now passed on, Langston Hughes. One day he wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. The mother didn't always have her grammar right, but she uttered words of great symbolic profundity. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it.
Is it still playing on your side?
Places
Yeah.
with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been
Well, there ain't been no light.
and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you finds this kind of hard. But I still going, boy. I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair. But we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run,
But by all means, keep moving.
if you can't walk, crawl.
Is it
but
still
by
playing?
all means, keep moving.
Okay. Let me know when it's finished, Lance.
Yeah, let it run a second time.
Okay. You know, that's one of the most powerful, because Langston Hughes, this is the thing too, is that we have failed to pass down the things to our next generation that help sustain us.
Right.
And when you listen to, I don't care if it's Dr. King or anybody else, when you listen to this particular poem by Langston Hughes, it does something to you. And so as we look today at our situation, we're going to cover several points, but the main thing being to finish up what we were saying right before we went into that segment. When they finally got on the ship and the lady was trying to warn them it's a cookbook, then it was like you saw the reaction of the alien. Oh, no, you ain't getting off. You saw how he pushed that door up, like, oh, now you see the real fangs come out. You're not getting out, and the ones that are not here, I don't know, we coming back for you or something. Well, I don't know if they had enough people, but at the end of the day, this scenario really does define the experiences of Black people in this country. And at this point that we're at right now, there are several things that we have to focus on, and why it's so important now that our pineal gland is open. And the number one thing we realize is that we do control, to some degree, our financial destiny when it comes to economics and these major corporations. Mm-hmm. And that is quid pro quo, something for something, which white people, the government, all the people that work in the government, all the corporations, all other cultures, they don't just give you something for nothing. okay, this is what we have. And if you're going to continue your attack on us, then we're going to take this away from you, and let's see how you like Target. They're proud of our people because, like Dorothy, we were saying, she had this power all the time to go home. Our people have always, we are the #1 consumers in the world, $1 trillion. So we have always had this power, but there was some reason, and I go back to, our title, To Serve Man. They've been cooking, they use this terminology in the financial world, cooking the books, where I believe, I'm trying to think of the name, Enron. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. They cook the books, and they cook the books when it comes to Black people. Mm-hmm. They have always done this, where they make you believe that you're benefiting from something like that they are benefiting from, but they flip the script like the DEI. Our people don't benefit from that, but it was the ethical principle. I don't even use morality anymore, because that doesn't exist in this country anymore. So when you look at it from a ethical perspective, it was put in place to say, okay, we know there's a inequitable distribution of wealth. We know that there is a wealth gap. We know all these things. So in order for us to try to right this wrong, we'll create this in the spirit of, everybody working together. When in fact, 67% of DEI hires are white women, okay? Just like when you mentioned the fact about the farmers getting the corporate welfare. Well, you can call it whatever you want, but if it's taxpayer funding, then it's welfare that you're getting. So I'm just so happy that our people's pineal glands are open now, because now you can negotiate. And I've always said, you have to negotiate from a position of power. You know this, Lance, you do. But there are sacrifices. You have to be willing to take the gut punches that come with that. Okay, this is a fact. But however, now you have a chip in the game. You have a chip that you can use that's as valuable as gold. And once you do that, once your pineal gland is open and say, hey, okay, so even though we know who it benefits the most, we know that this was done as something to destroy Black progress. We give these people too much credit, man.
But here's another thing,
Brother Lance.
Just like in the Twilight Zone episode, where the alien had his aha moment, where he realized that everybody's going to find out that they're trying to. Well, the people had their aha moment, and just like the system tries to bring us down, but we're having our aha moment now.
Yes.
And the little chip that we have, which may not be as big as their chip, know not to spend with them, or and dream that they're going to come around and help us and whatever. And like I said, you have to take that gut punch, and the gut punch is sacrifice.
Yes, a sacrifice.
You have to make the sacrifice to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Progress only comes when you have discomfort, when you come out of that uncomfortable place.
That's right.
When you're seeking comfort all the time, it's not good.
No, it's not.
I'll take 1 or 2 nights out of the week. I got a nice, cushy, big mattress there. I sleep on the floor. I'll take a pillow, one of those nights, and I'm sleeping on the hard floor. I'll take another night. I'm going to sleep the whole night. I don't care how much I twist and turn. I'm going to sleep on the floor and have my hands under my head. I'm a little weird that way, but it keeps me in perspective. If I was to visit someone, and I've had friends I've visited, And they say, hey, we got the bedroom for you, whatever. I say, okay, I'm going to be here for 3 nights. Let me sleep over there in the corner on the floor the first night. No, you can't do it. No, I have to. I deprive myself and keep myself in an uncomfortable place so it's easier for me to ascend. So when they took them 6,000 videos down on the other channel on February 22nd last year, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep on like the ant. Boom, 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 boom. And time's going to go by. You just have to keep moving forward and take the sacrifice and learn when you get hit here. Know how to keep your hand up symbolically.
That's what Langston Hughes was. That's what Langston Hughes was saying in that poem.
Yeah. You have to have that spirit. And don't think that what you have is too small. Because if you stop giving it to the other man, the man there, that white man, that system, you have it for yourself no matter how small, and it will grow. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
yeah.
You can think up whatever. I used to be on the bus at the red light, seeing the tourists, say, man, they look up and wave. You know, they're friendly. Hey, where are you from? Oh, we're from Czechoslovakia. We are from Brazil. We are from Philippines. But how do you like it here? Would you live here? No. We come here to visit. We can buy things cheap, and we go back. Just knew there were other realities. That right now, I was stuck behind the wheel of a bus for 11 hours, back and forth, but I was aware of new realities. I wanted to go where I wanted to be. I'm here right now, aware of where I came from, but I'm thinking of other realities.
Yes.
The world is big, but if you're not aware of it, you can be like the animal who was caged all his life. The circus elephant was told what to do. He was fed. He was caged all his life. And they say, we're going to do you a favor. We're going to take you out to the wild. And we're going to lift the cage.
I know why the caged bird sings, Maya Angelou.
And they lifted the cage from the elephant that is now free. And he's sitting there starving to death because his instincts were taken away from him. So that's
Good point.
In Black America and all over the world, it could be the UK, wherever we depend on and think that they're the best, and we don't need them for nothing. We don't need them. They need us.
Absolutely,
to suck from us.
100%. And you know,
you see what I mean?
Oh, no question about it. And this is why, actually, that's leading into the next point. You always do this, which is great, is that now that they see that our pineal gland is open completely, and we see them, like you were saying, when that entity realized that people were now aware, did you see the look on his face, how it changed? How that look changed? It's like, oh, these ninjas done figured out we're going to have to do something, okay?
There you go.
You know, I
Big
look
head.
like he on fentanyl and crack, and now, and pretty much that's what's out here.
Exactly.
Because they are using everything they can against our people. So what's going to happen now is, now that the playing field is being leveled, and this is why I go back to Langston Hughes's poem, is that life for us ain't been no crystal stair. We've been in darkness where there ain't been no light. Okay, we have had to step on boards where we knew nails was in the boards. So now it's your time.
And it's made us tough, resilient.
It's
strong,
made us tough.
to sacrifice, to
Yes.
do more with less, and enjoy it.
Yes, and enjoy it. So what they know is, so integration was our biggest setback. And I always say to people, we're more educated, we have more knowledge, you know, we have all of these amenities, but our people couldn't read or write. And they were under pressure, threat of death from the Klan every day. So we've been through the school of hard knocks. This is in our genetic memory bank. And there is a river, okay? And that river connects us. And this is the reason why what's coming now, the chaos is going to be with them, not with our people. Because again, this is the road we have traveled in America, not just in America, all over the planet, in Akibalon, everywhere. So what they're going to do next is, with the gut punch is, this is a warning to our people that you need to build up your food storehouses, okay? You need to do that. Don't wait till the last minute and you go in those stores and they tell you you can't buy anything. Your money is no good, okay? Now, we cannot afford to sit back. We see what they're trying to, they're trying to take us out because they know that their time is limited, okay? They know this. And they know that our helical rising is here. This is celestial language. They can't read it, but they can look at you and your energy and your awareness and know that there's some great power greater than them that is now moving sun people in this direction. But because they control all the distributions of wealth and the revenues, they can't hit back. And they're going to hit our people. That's why you have got to learn to get along with other Black people. Stop hating on these little trinkets that Black people get. You get 2 crumbs.
They push their chest out.
People get angry at, huh?
They push their chest out over foolishness.
Over foolishness, man. They have no intrinsic value, but they're going to hit us with a gut punch. And in my mind, I'm seeing it with the food thing. Because what they're going to do, okay, because you're still on the menu. Trust and believe that. Because the reason why you're on the menu is because these Luciferians that they serve, these entities they serve, they have to get this suffering from melanated people in order to live. I am convinced of that.
Yeah.
These vampires, they have to have blood. That's why they want our people, they're trying to provoke us to go out in the street. And I'm so proud that our people's eyes are open now. And they see these little boy, little girl games that they have always played with our people.
Yeah.
From an emotional standpoint. So now, you know how you play the, what was it called, the first one? It was a little Mario or whatever. You progress to the next level, right? You do all the things you need and go to the next level. And each level it gets harder.
Boing.
Yeah. Each level gets harder, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. They can, in one day, they can produce more GMOs than it takes up, because the average farmer, they have to follow the natural system, like plant, harvest. They're going to cut that out. And since they have taken all our farmland, what they plan to do is, and they trick their own people. Now, here's the thing. This is what they did. The Luciferians tricked white people first by using their hate for Black people to completely hoodwink them. Because if you were aware of 2025, you would know that you are included in this. They're not just talking about Black folks and brown people. They're talking about you too. So if you're not in a certain tax bracket, then guess what? If you ain't making over, I would say, well, now $400,000 a year, at least, well, you can, I heard this one, these white people who are making over $200,000 a year, they was complaining because of the lifestyle that they were living.
Yeah.
So now all of these things are being taken away from you. And we're going to see a lot of them doing things, proverbially jumping off the bridge. They're angry at Black people because now we're doing the same thing they've always done, quid pro quo. And we're saying, no, that's not our fight. We're not going to get involved in that. You're not going to trick us. Go ahead and do what you got to do. But the one thing I'm convinced of, Lance, is that these entities that they serve, they have to have that when they make us suffer in pain and even death, they have to have like the two twins. You heard about that story? The two young, I think they were 16-year-old high school students, twins. They found them unalive in the mountains in Georgia. Or they were from Georgia, right there on the borderline of Georgia and I think North Carolina in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
They're and so they try to say that this was a murder suicide. But when the family, the mom, the sister, the brother, the dad, they said, look, they started showing pictures of them. They were joined at the damn hip. They loved each other so much. The family said they never even heard them have an argument. They've never been hiking. They've never been in a mountain. They don't even know where that is. So and they were supposed to catch a plane to Boston, I think, for some reason, to celebrate something. I don't know what. But you see, so no matter what, these entities have to continue to feed off of our pain and suffering. So what's happening is, this is why they're angry at us, because they can't get this satisfaction like they used to out of our people. So they're going to try all kind of stuff. But I wanted to go back to this point, that something that was shown to me is they're going to try to hit our people hard with food, because now we don't own any farmland. This is a very important fact. We do have Black farmers, don't get me wrong, but they cannot, because they're under attack by the same system.
Let me interject really quick. I don't know if you heard this before. I heard this years ago, that with them buying up all this farmland to grow their GMO stuff, and they have a natural farmer where there's the next fence over on the other side of the fence is his natural food growing, that they will find the natural farmer with the natural food. If any of his stuff blows over on a land, government-owned land or private-owned land, whatever it may be, where they're growing GMO food, they're going to fine you.
No, I didn't hear that.
Like if you have a tree that has seeds and the wind blows and they see something, they're going to give you a fine.
Wow.
That's old. That's a couple years ago. Wow. I mean, it sticks in my head because so much comes at me, but I never forget that.
Wow.
That's how it is. And I have a shirt in the merchandise section. I just want to bring it up. I'm not trying to sell anything. The chaos begins when the food disappears, or the food ends, or the food supply ends. I forgot what it said, but they said the chaos begins when the food is no more. When you start feeling that hunger and you look and you're like, wait a second, you better get used to getting your food from somewhere else and have it stocked up, have big barrels, have a crate off of the ground so you can get some air up under there, temperature controlled. You're gonna get your rice, your good pasta, stay from the wheat, get the spelt flour pasta, which is not wheat. You know what I mean? Get I want to get this pudding and I want to get this cake mix and stuff. That's not nourishing you.
No.
You got to be able to go so disciplined, even if you have to have it where you eat some of the same things every single day, that's covering the whole range.
That's right.
Not where you're going to just eat one thing and become now malnourished, but cover all your bases, eat for function and not for taste, but make what you eat taste as good as you can.
You know, one of the things that our women let go, because as time went on, we all became attached to this GMO world, was our parents and the women during our time, they preserved things, remember, in jars. And, you know, you didn't have to worry about going hungry. And then we had the barter system. But, you know, we have a blueprint in history to show us what these people are capable of doing.
Right.
Now, when they had our people in slavery, our people had to wait until they brought the chitlins. Imagine now the intestines, they had to clean the shit out of the intestines. Okay. It's where you get that scent from it, chitlins, keeping it real. And they had to wash out the intestines and then cook it to eat. Huh?
It still stunk.
Yeah, and it still stunk. And then they had to cook it to try to purify it. You know, and when you think about this, because that was the only thing they could eat. If they got caught trying to steal a chicken or anything, I remember one of the slaves saying on the slave narratives that they beat one of the women almost half to death for stealing a chicken. They was tired of eating chitlins.
That's
now,
why we love
you
so much.
You got to be in the, huh? What you say, Lance?
Chicken so much.
Oh, yeah, that's why we like chicken so much. Because that was the only other thing that we could get our hands on, that if they run behind the barn, you know, no, the master won't miss it, and we can get it, and then, you know, hide it. They used to bury, okay, they snap the chicken neck and bury the chicken. So that, you know, I don't know how they did it.
Wow.
I just know that they were able, because they would come in and inspect their quarters to make sure that they didn't have anything other than chitlin. This is cruel. And let me tell you, brother, how cruel this is. Then they had to get up before the sun and work till sundown. Okay, can't see morning to can't see night. Off of chitlins, bro. Think about that. So we know we have a blueprint of what this type of Luciferian energy is capable of doing.
Who there?
So, yeah. So we don't need to wait. Okay, you need to start building up a storehouse now of food. Because when everything crash, they're gonna keep black people from getting food, and then they're gonna start shooting you because they're already mad you ain't going out in the streets. So they can have an excuse to do this and declare martial law, whatever their plan is in 2025. It includes martial law. But if they don't get black folks out there, that's why you haven't heard anybody being killed or anything happening with the protests that they have now.
Right.
Because black folks have fire. We have sun. And wherever we go, it's going to burn. So they know this. This is why they're trying to provoke us so much. But this is something I really feel strongly about, that our people have to act now. We have to start putting away food. The other thing that's going to happen is, okay, who is behind this plot that have engineered these social conflicts that they have going on? Who is behind this and why? The same people, or that same entity you saw on the banner, they are the ones that are behind this, yes. And you can, so what our people need to realize is look at the contrast between you and them. That should tell you everything right now. So again, you can continue to kumbaya with these entities all you want. And these vampires smiling in your face, but they know that if they don't make you suffer, that these entities are going to make them pay. And that's one of the reasons, too, why they're sticking it to the white middle class. It's because they're not bringing as much pain and suffering to black folks as they need. You know, and I was laughing one day, I think I was telling you this on one of the videos we did, that in my mind, I could see, you know, these Luciferians sitting in this big room with these entities telling them, you have got to turn up the heat, because if you don't, your ass gonna pay, because these black folks, they are still not suffering enough. This is how much they hate us. And like you were saying, the reason why they hate us so much, they are counterfeit spirits. This is natural. They are our, and the other thing our people have got to get in their heads is you have a natural enemy, okay? And I remember talking to my niece about this. When you're in the military, they know who their enemy is. Have you ever seen somebody in the military looking at other military soldiers as the enemy? No.
Right.
The first rule in The Art of War, a fascinating book. If you haven't read it, you should. Okay, is that you have to know who your enemy is, and our people don't. Maybe that's a strong word for our people. I don't know, but you have to know the source.
It's proper.
Where the hell is coming at, huh?
It's a proper word to use when you look at how not even treat, but murder and hate, and you know, I mean, look, you have these European countries that'll fight each other, and when they come to a truce, it's all love.
Right.
When they deal with us, they team up because they realize.
They team up. Yeah, they do.
7% of the world population is them, so they on their way out.
Oh yeah,
we have to do something. They don't want us to come into power. This is why they want to give it to everybody else except us.
That's right. That's why.
Yeah, because
they know. Because and you can look at it this way too as well. With all of the oppression, suppression, denial, withdrawal of anything that we get to benefit us, we still thrive. So, you know, that's like if you in a ring with somebody and you done throwing haymakers, unless you're George Foreman, you throwing haymakers at somebody and they still ain't moving, they still ain't going down, then that tells you, or Mike Tyson, that tells you something. Okay, I've hit these people with everything I have in this arsenal. Now we got fentanyl on the streets.
Yep.
They're homeless because one thing they're not telling you, that the majority of people that are homeless are Black people, okay? This is a fact. They're not telling you this. And the thing that we have to get in our heads is now that our pineal glands are open, that look, you have got to find a way to make a truce with other Black people. That don't mean you got to go out with them, drink with them, do any. All it means is you have to recognize that all other people besides that Black person there that you see as an enemy, see you and them as an enemy. And that's something our people don't want to, and this is what religion has done to us.
Yep.
Our people don't want to accept, because they think, and I'm going to say this, and I said this before on your show, Lance, and I don't care, they can get mad all they want, that the God of America is an anti-Black, bigoted, warmongering God. So you can, I don't know how you're going to process that or why or whatever you want to do, but I'm going to say it again.
That's the truth.
That is the truth. That is a fact. They make you think that you serving some blonde-haired, blue-eyed God that you have hanging on your wall that's in your subconscious. I'm gonna say this again. The God of America, the Luciferian God of America, is an anti-black, bigoted, hateful, spiteful, warmongering God. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So if you don't know that by now, then you go ahead and keep doing this.
If you don't know it by now.
If you don't know me by now, you will never. Yeah, that's a fact, bro, because the gloves are off. They're not trying to hide. When you see them making these moves, they ain't trying to make no excuses about or explain to you why they doing it. They do it.
Right.
And then you're the one that's scrambling.
Martial law.
Huh?
They definitely want to push us into martial law.
Yeah, they're looking for a way to do that. And one of the ways, like what they did with these two little twin boys, and again, I'm very proud of Black people for recognizing the little boy game that they played and the little girl game. The justice is going to come to whoever is responsible for that. Because
right.
you have to know this, all right? There is a lot of our blood in the soil. And if you think that nobody's going to be held accountable for that, you're sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken if you think that there is not a retribution coming for the blood of the Creator Creatrix children that's all over this planet. So I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, it's very refreshing to see that we now know the power that we have.
Yeah.
Like, you know, again, going back to Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, you've had this power for a long time. But now that you're not worried about if people gonna see you as a good Christian or not, and you like, okay, this is on. Because before you, just like when those Luciferians went to Lincoln Heights, Ohio,
see,
threatening our people, you saw who protected them.
The cops.
See, they got it twisted. Our people ain't going for that bullshit no more. And then to show you how asinine these vampires are, they knew our children was just getting ready to come out of school. And you're going to frighten them like we back in the 1800s when the KKK used to run up and burn people's houses down in the churches. That ain't happening. So kudos to the Black folks in Lincoln Heights who organized under the Second Amendment of the Constitution to protect a historically Black city.
That's right.
So you're going to go. So they thought that they can come in their U-Haul, and U-Haul need to be ashamed of themselves. As much, that's the other thing. Black folks need to boycott U-Haul. I'm calling for the boycott of U-Haul because there has to be some kind of connection with them if they're going to use. That's how they show up. But you saw how quick they got back in that goddamn U-Haul when them Black folks showed up.
But the element of surprise.
Huh?
They were the element of surprise.
Oh yeah.
The Black folks that showed up to let them know this is not going on. No, they weren't surprised.
No, they weren't.
They were on point and they were ready.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When you really look at it, they're going about their day and this happens. Oh no, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So they were surprised.
Oh yeah, they were surprised.
Those who got out the U-Haul, they're like, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, you getting out of some kind of military operation where you getting ready, like you SWAT or something.
Oh,
and
please.
The thing is, they always know that the police gonna protect them. That's why they have that attitude to come. Now, if black folks went to an all-white community and did that at a high school, I mean, at an elementary school where white children were going, they would have a goddamn fit. And see,
Yep.
this is what the problem is. Huh?
Yep. They draw their guns and everything.
Come out in mass, because they used to burn down and kill hundreds of black folks on something much less than that. We have all of these massacres of town, and they was killing black folks on something much insignificant than that. Right. So, you know, we know that, okay, you're here to serve man, you're a good Christian and all of that, right? But we know that we are on that cookbook. Because here's the other thing too. I want to give two references. Black folks used to be in a cookbook. Okay. You can read the Delectable Negro and what's the other one? Without Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a scary feeling, man. Our people didn't have no sanctuary anywhere, but the good Christians, they would pass out during the service that they're going to have a picnic and a barbecue. See, if our people knew the origins of, like most things, we don't know the origin. We just rely on the narratives they told us. That is the origin of picnics and barbecues. They used to barbecue our people.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fact. It's not Neil Frazier saying. You can go. There's plenty of resources, okay, for that. So now that we know,
and if no,
that, Lance,
from their filtered history that they taught us, they ain't gonna say how bad it really was. So if this was watered down and we found out so much, my God, what was really, you know, these are some wicked people, and it's in their genes and it's in their DNA. They can't help it.
No, they can't. And that's obvious because, you know, and here's the other thing too. So black folks have always been, we're their real saviors, okay? When they want to unload any type of stress or anything they're dealing with, guess who they unload? We have been their therapists. If they didn't have black folks as a cookbook to unload all of their wickedness on, they'd be committing mass suicide, bro. Then we also have incident in history with Jim Jones. Look how he fooled, they tricked our people, took them to a jungle and killed 1,000 of our people, almost 1,000. Because you believe that this man was somehow, you didn't know that he was a Luciferian and that he was serving this anti-black bigoted God. So our people, this is a hard pill for our people to swallow. But you know, we did not set up the dynamics in nature, okay? We did not create this. You can be angry at black folks all you want. The creators of the universe set up these dynamics. That's right. They're the ones that put us on this planet first, or black women on this planet first. Okay. They're the ones that gave us the sun that we have, the melanin that we have that's connected to the sun. So you can get angry all you want, but at the end of the day, black folks are not going to be your punching bag anymore. That's just a fact. No more. They realize this now, so they're turning their asinine. Well, they can never hate nobody like they hate black folks. Yeah, but they're turning their asinine energy towards other groups. Yeah. Because if they don't get it from us, those entities still got to get that pain and suffering from somebody.
They got to get it from somewhere.
They got to get it from somewhere. And then these vampires that are on the lower level of their feudalism system, they need blood, literally. They need blood to survive. Right. They have to have it. So
It's like a friend of mine always said, he loves orange juice so much, he would always buy Tropicana. But when he was too broke to afford Tropicana, he'd get the generic brand. He just had to get his orange juice. So they got to get blood. If they can't get the Tropicana, which is us, they're going to have to get it from somewhere else. And white label generic brand that don't taste as good.
Okay, it's artificial. And just like off of that point, this is why even the white babies wanted the milk from the black breast. They ain't want the milk from, the other source. They wanted the real life-sustaining sweet milk they got from the breasts of black women, what they call mammies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But without that goddamn mammy, you would have been, I don't know what kind of milk you would have been getting. I ain't even gonna speak on it. I don't even know. All I know is that you would have not had the proper nourishment if you was not sucking on the breasts of black women. That is a fact. And so for them to try to continue to destroy our people, if I was them, I'd be trying to find a way to pay goddamn reparation to get some of this retribution off my back.
Right.
Coming at your ass. Because you ain't seen nothing yet. The Netaru is already released. They are going to raise the temperature. You think that you have escaped. I'm here to tell you, you have not.
That's right.
And you're going to see, you can get angry at black folks all you want and do all this devilish stuff, but you ain't seen nothing yet. And these same people that's blacker than you and me that's in bed with them, they're going to feel it too.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. So black people need to separate themselves, okay? This is why our ancestors have always told us that we need to come out from amongst them, that we need to separate. That's what that means. You think that means some Christian coming out from amongst heathens that they taught you. That's not what that means.
Right.
That means that the human, H-U-E, that Lance was saying, need to come out from amongst the rest of the people, or whatever you want to call them. Now is the time where you have to do this. And if you don't, and if you continue to worship at their altars, their materialistic altars, and go to these facilities on Sunday, and now you go on Wednesday nights too, I think, and listen to these people talking about Peter and Paul, and you giving them your money, you're participating in a ritual of the demise of yourself and your own people. We know that our people over just a 30-year period have given over $450,000, $450,000. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I don't know why I am not saying it correctly, but $430 billion. That's what our people. But yet, with $430 billion, okay, Black Americans should have been up here. If the churches were investing in our people that have been giving them this money, instead of these people we see flying around in $65 million jets and living in $25 million mansions and preaching to you about Peter and Paul and these other something that you can't even validate that happened. This is the reason why you are on the cookbook, okay, and always have been.
Paying these tithes out and keeping them in them lofty positions and let that reparations dry them up.
Bingo.
How are you going to worship a God that you're saying is a God and he doesn't need money?
Hey, you know what that make me think of?
Like I said before, I never saw Jesus at the
outline award short for $5. They can $5 man a little short right now.
You ever seen Jesus give fentanyl
I mean,
to people?
it's asinine.
You ever seen Jesus give fentanyl and meth and crack to people?
Exactly. I never saw Jesus in the corner. Yo, I got that good weed, man. Got that good meth. Got that fent. Got that fent. I got it right here. Got gold here too. What you want? I never saw Jesus pimping black women. Check that chick over there, man. She got it going on, don't she, man? Hey, man. You know, come on, man.
Okay.
But they're slapping us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If I never saw a church. I mean, I've been, and sometimes I've been with other friends of mine who are like, come on, I'll go with you. And you go a little late, and you still got that offering plate passed in front of you 5 times. So what do?
Yeah.
Plan on giving $50 one time.
Right.
I'm going to fool you, and I'm going to give you $10 each time.
Okay.
And they're still crying.
And they got 2 separate, the building fund, the
For what
pastor's vacation fund.
The building is never built.
The building is never built. It's never paid. The mortgage is never paid off. There is no. Every church should have their own school based on the amount of money that our people give. They should have their own school and the business, a grocery store where our people can get food from. See,
but they never address our issues.
Yeah.
These churches never are allowed to address our issues in the community.
No, they're not.
Down and things happen. They can't do it because that Jesus money goes to the white bank.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but what's going on in our neighborhood when they go to church and they drive up in the nice cars and the big hats and everything and primp, and it's the social club. It's a Sunday morning club like Saturday night. Except on Saturday night, they're more real. The dudes are
more like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, the dudes are in there looking for women Saturday night. Well, in the church, it's the same thing. Except you may have a preacher looking at the little, but they're nice cars and armor rolled tires and the rims are nice and they come in and have everything. As they drive up the driveway, in the curb, nothing but crack pipes to show you what went on the night before. That somebody was on their knees to get that hit from some white man who came from another neighborhood who's getting your money when you put it in the white bank. And we never go nowhere.
And like George Carlin used to say, you know, he's a God that needs more money. He said he can't handle money. Said he can't handle money. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Why is it that it's like throwing your money into a big ocean? Once black folks put that money on that altar or give however they do it in the little envelope, they'll never see the benefits of that anymore.
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
They don't see. So with Chinese people,
taking everything out and making it rain and walk away.
Oh yeah. You know where the money goes from Chinese churches or whatever. I don't know if they call them churches. The Chinatown. Because they don't separate their worship of their deity from their everyday existence like they taught us. They're intertwined, okay? And so their money, and other cultures do this too. They may have one center where all of them go, and all of that, what they do is, they don't do this in black churches.
No.
Well, they have the deacon board where they're the ones that, you know, controlling the money, talking about where it's going, lining their pockets. When you go to one of these other cultures in their services, okay, because I've had people from other cultures tell me this, they get a printout of where all of this money is going. If a black person asks one of these preachers, pimp preachers, can we see where this money is going? I guarantee you they're going to kick them out the church. There's
Because
a
fun is really the two side chicks that you keep in the condo in the swanky part of town.
wow. That's a fact. That's a fact. I just saw it was something on
I
YouTube like
personally
that happened.
known some preachers personally. I can call a name. I can't even say I don't want to shame him because he shames himself. The gym where I trained in, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. It was on Liberty Avenue and 131st Street. That's the first gym I went to, where the neighborhood guys, we used to train in the basement, and we went and he put a gym out there and I painted the sign. It was a neighborhood thing. A block away, there was a converted supermarket. And it was Pastor McCreary.
I heard that name before.
Jerry curled, gold tooth, chain went, and he sounds just like that guy. This song with it, he got papers on me. He talks like this.
Yeah.
Yes, a little skinny guy. And he used to come down to the say, hey, we got a huge basement down there. I can get the equipment and you can put a gym down there too. And we can invite all the ladies to come by who are housewives, who are single, who might want a little social life. And we can put a juice bar and we can have 2 rooms in there in the back. And I'll give you either one of them. Just come down and train them.
Yeah.
And he went around, he had all these women, and he was screwing my old girlfriend's sister, older sister, and would walk past us in the front porch, the enclosed porch. We were out mooching 3 a.m, but I'm 17, 18, 19 years old. That's what we do. Wasn't no man. And he would come by. She would, I'm not gonna say her name, but she would come down the steps. Oh, you know he's coming over. Say, yeah. And she would leave the door open, and he'd push the door open, and he was shocked when he saw me the first time. Oh, brother, how you doing? And gave me a $20 bill because he parked around the corner. He said, oh, just once or twice, if you can go back there and check, and I'll give you more. And all we heard upstairs, the mattress, doom, 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 doom. And the parents slept upstairs. And he's preaching the next morning, and the mother and father are in the service.
Wow.
And kids are there, they knew. He had 4 girlfriends. I knew all of them.
That's crazy.
We used to go to the club at the Scene on Guy Brewer. There used to be New York Boulevard back in 1980, 81, 82. And all the girlfriends were bragging about what he did for them. I can name 5 other ones, but him I had a special feeling for.
Wow.
He was just.
And you know what? You know what?
And I said his name.
Huh?
And I said his name too.
Oh yeah, I've heard that name before.
Mm-hmm.
But so what's interesting is how do they continue to get away with this with our people? It's like, so we're still giving billions a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yet we are not demanding, forget asking, to see the fruits of this money. Some of the things that you were saying, yeah, that's what they're doing with it. But at the same time, this is what I want to say about this, and I'll be finished with this because I know people will be like, oh, well, yeah, they're putting down religion.
No, they're enjoying it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell me what the primary responsibility of what you call a Christian is. What is it because whatever it is, we don't see it. So how can let's take these fake, bigoted Luciferians that they call Christian National or whatever. Now, here you got our people judging each other off of just little BS that we do. But yet you are supporting people that have turned their back on everything that you have said that you and this religion stand for. Okay. You still treat black people as if we're your slaves. But yet you want to say that you worship a God of love. Love your neighbor as yourself. You're a liar. You're not. You're a liar. And this is the primary reason why Babylon is falling.
That's right.
If I do believe, well, no, I better not say that because, yeah, there's no escape with that. But you can at least make an effort to right maybe a little piece of your wrong. You can make an effort to do that by your spirit. But we see every single day that you continue to double and triple down on your hate towards black people. We clearly see this. We clearly see that you think that we're on your menu, okay? And the cookbook and the plan that you have always had for our people will fail. It's going to fail.
Yep.
Because you don't have the power you think you have. Okay. It's going to fail. The only issue is how many of our people are going to fail with it. That's the only real question.
Right.
Because clearly our people still love the system, man. They still love the system, like they love it. And they'll come against you if you, like they do when you speak against the system. When we clearly see that they have the same vitriol hatred towards our people that they have always had. I don't care if they don't like it. It's true. They have not made any efforts. And now that they're suffering, like black folks have always suffered, which was manufacturing church suffering. But your suffering is different because this is not man-made suffering, okay? This is the creator of the universe suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pain that you've inflicted on our people now, we got the popcorn ready, man. I got my popcorn in there. We ready. We ready to sit back. We ready to eat the popcorn. And we ready to see how you maneuver out of this one. Because, you can slither. You've been slithering with these snakes. And I don't know how you're going to get out of this one, bro. It's going to be, it might be fire falling from the sky because I'm telling you, man, this wickedness that exists in America, it cannot go on much longer. It just cannot. It goes against nature. It cannot. And so we're going to see in the next, I would say, in the next couple of months, we're going to see catastrophic things happening. Or like you like to say, a biblical proportion. We're going to see this. Okay. Mm-hmm. So black folks need to hunker down now and sit back and realize that the real creator is answering now, and creative spirit is answering now. And so these people that you worship and think that have all this power, you're going to see that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think I'll end it there, brother.
Very powerful. Just want to tell everybody to subscribe to this link that you see across the screen. Let's go there and subscribe. All of my writing will be there. I'm still doing everything on LANCESCURV.com. But in this community, it's easy for us to talk and communicate and much more easy. I'm going to have a dedicated domain link for that, but LANCESCURV.com is still in effect. But I'm going to do all my writing there. I write 2 or 3, 4 articles a day there. All right. So I just wanted to say that. But brother, always very powerful.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to spend this time with you. This is me.
Always.
And I was so hurt that everything yesterday added up to us not doing the show, but it came through anyway.
Yeah.
And I keep you in mind, and I walk with you all week, just as I walk with everybody here in the chat room and beyond, whether we speak every day or not, because I know we have to have a mission, and we have to be on a mission to congregate this way. We're doing it electronically, but we're using it the way that we should be using it.
That's right.
And it kind of keeps us in line. If we fall off too long, we may go off a little bit. Not that we need this, like it's a church or whatever, but it's nice to be able to say what you want to say and express yourself the way you want to express yourself, and to be intense about it, because this is going to call for extreme measures. Many people,
yes.
And I think everybody here knows what time it is. Even if we don't overlap 100%, we'll overlap 95%, 87%, whatever. We make adjustments. But there are many in this world out here right now, they have no clue. They have no clue. And no matter how much you shake them and say, because you haven't heard me say, wake up, people. No. You're hanging out on the train tracks and there's a locomotive flying down. I'm not going to stand there and get run over with you.
Okay.
If you refuse to see. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Now, even still, I see what's happening. I love my people, but I'm not going to deny myself the simple joys of everyday simple living. I live very simple right now, and I love it. I get up and I go and get sun on my body, pick a piece of fruit.
You live the way we're supposed to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have the electronic toys that I worked hard for over the years to do what I do, but even this don't rule me. And I was thinking too the other day, I said to myself, you know what? One day we're not going to have access to YouTube and social media and all that stuff. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's not the main thing is to not be addicted to things. I'm enjoying it while I have it.
Yes.
I even told Mr. Scurv today, I said, listen, if there was something catastrophic that was happening with these demons, we had to leave this house, I'll go further out where there's no cell phone signal, where there's nothing. You'd be surprised. I'm close to the city, even though I'm 35 minutes, 40 minutes away on a drive. Go 5 hours into beyond this, where the mountain ranges are there. Go 5 or 6 more hours away from every city, village, and everything. I can live like that.
Yeah. And that, the fact that you can is a real testament to your success, brother, because one of the biggest challenges that our people face is, for some reason, we feel like we have to be validated through them and their systems in order to feel like we have accomplished anything. And the first thing our people do is compare. How you going to compare us with somebody that has stolen everything and have all the resources? That's not even possible. All you got to do is look at the reality of the situation. So we have to be comfortable with what we can produce with what we got. It's like when you're playing cards, you got to deal the hand you're dealt.
That's right.
And if you're unable to deal the hand you're dealt, you're not going to win the game. It's just that simple.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
So yeah, brother, I see great things coming for us. Now that the fact that we are disengaged, we're not in the cookbook.
Yeah, no, but that's what we have to think also, because we're going to be rewarded for being aware, and not only being aware, but submitting to what we know is and will be.
That's right.
And not fearful.
Right.
But we still have joy every day.
That's right.
Because once we detach ourselves away from this system, we're already free.
That's right.
Like my mind is so, and I was never really caught up in it. But the more I'm away from it, I'm seeing levels of mental freedom that I've never, and spiritual freedom also, the whole shebang. When I get tired, I'm tired. I sleep.
Good tired.
When I wake up, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
When I'm hungry even more. I mean, every level of the existence on this on this planet is more intense. When I was out, like I said, they had the power outages all day yesterday. And I said, when it came back on, I said, I'm gonna write. I don't care. I don't care about no time. I'm hungry. I'm gonna sip a little, eat a little something, and keep going till I drop, until my spirit says go. That's what I do. It's a whole new different, because I got rid of so much stuff that was on me, even if I wasn't into the inner city indulgences or being distracted, because I lived like a monk when I was in Orlando.
Yeah.
But now I can talk loud. There's an open window in my back right there in the studio. Who's going to stand there and peep in there? Nobody can get over the wall. I'm free.
Right.
I'm free.
And that's a great feeling, when you're able to live like that and not have the pressures that they put on our people for attention, and that's another game they play as well, where we're trying to outdo the other one just to appease these vampires.
No, you got to go. Even the other day. Yeah. Even the other day, I got up, I did some chores around the house and did this, did that, washed some clothes, whatever. And it was the whole day. Now, I guess dark a little after 6 o'clock over here. 6:15, the light comes on the street, whatever. I went the whole day and realized all I had on was my Crocs. I had no clothes on. I was so free. I went out the back. Nobody could see me, but I was
right.
I was like, I spent the whole day naked. I'm just saying. But I'm imagine the freedom.
I know.
It's a mental thing that I did. Oh, I gotta go and put this on. I mean, I put this T-shirt on for the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, when you wear uniforms, of course, certain jobs require uniforms, but you become that. When you have a uniform job, you don't feel free until you get out of that uniform when you go home. You go to the supermarket, you still feel like you're on the job. You're commuting, as soon as you put that uniform on, you're on the job. And you can't wait to get out. When people lose their minds and have major breakdowns in public, the first thing they want to do is get out their clothes. Look at them, they're going crazy. They're taking their clothes off. No, because they want to get away from any connection to the system. And I feel good. I don't even get up. I know where not to go, where maybe 10% of this place folks can see me. You know what I mean? I'm not dumb.
Right.
But I don't even think about it no more. I'm like, I ain't gonna wear nothing today because I don't want to wash that tomorrow. It's a mental thing.
Man, that's real solitude there, because I couldn't even think of something like that here, because it's just you don't have, and it's a constant. Everything is so heightened here. Like, I can tell the difference between just 2 weeks ago and this heightened, electromagnetic warfare that's going on.
And they're bombarding.
You can feel it. It's thick.
Yeah.
And the reason you can feel it is because white people are now suffering like we had to for centuries. Because their jobs is everything. Their titles, now they're saying those titles don't mean nothing. I saw just the other day, they just fired 80,000 people from the Veterans Administration, bro. So you talking about, what are these people, what are they gonna do? Guess what? So here's the other thing too, about this, Lance. They talk about us when they do things to us and we break out and respond or whatever. But these white boys are right on the edge of going over. They can't handle this.
They can't.
They cannot. And so a lot of the white women can't either. And what we're going to see is a total collapse of that make-believe world that they have been living in. And now they're going to see, they even looking at black folks differently now. I heard one a lady say, well, I didn't know this about black history. I always thought that black people were poor now because they're lazy. No. No.
See?
Yeah, they have hoodwinked them. And they don't even know, some of them know their history. Some of them know what they have done to our people. But there's a difference between, like you like to say, knowing. When you actually, and the only way you're going to know something is through experiencing it.
That's right.
So I don't care what you say, experience is the best teacher. So now you're experiencing the things that's why when you see so many Black people when they're stressed out and they might look like they have mental health issues or whatever. This is why. Now you can look at them and say, oh, now I see why some of them are stressed out, and we see some of the behaviors. Because if you don't have food, shelter, and clothing, which are the basic human survival needs, you're going to see the animal side of us come out.
Yeah.
You're going to see what a real animal is, a mammal. So these are the things that, as a result of, the Babylonian Empire that's been set up to destroy our people, now they're being destroyed. And peace and love to you, Brother Lance. I'll be looking for you now that I know you're back online.
Oh, we're doing it.
Oh, yeah, defending them belts. Then I know. Oh, yeah. I got one. Got uppercut and then boom.
That's
that
right.
Works all the time.
Yeah, under it and bring it all up. Boom. That's right.
All right, brother. Well, peace and love to you and your queen.
Thank you so much.
I'll look forward to hearing from you this week.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow for sure. And the articles and the bills, the monologues, and that's everything. Yeah. We never.
Well, I'll be tuned in.
Still here. All right, brother.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much. All right. Peace. Yes, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to be back, although I never left. Been working in the studio, working in the house, doing the different things, keeping busy, making progress, staying focused. But I'm going to run too. I'm going to write a little bit tonight. I'm going to grab a little something to eat. So you'll see me right there on LANCESCURV.substack.com. I'll also upload this episode when it's available on Substack. But just want to say, just always monitor yourself. Monitor yourself, meaning that when you see yourself holding yourself in a very stressful way, loosen up, stretch, do what you have to do, because your body never lies. You see what I mean? It never lies to you. Look at the signs and keep yourself in a certain state of mind. Don't walk around with no fear, and always think proactive, because so many of us, I'm not saying anybody here, I'm just throwing this out there. We are always trying to anticipate what the enemy is going to do to us. It should not be that way. Always trying to anticipate, oh, I heard this on the news. And no, always monitor the enemy, because he's going to try to fool you, trick you, or have you in fear anyway to get a response out of you, because half of the things that they put out there never happen. You see, and things will happen. There will be people who will lose their life in this battle. But for them to keep you in a certain state of mind, a certain space, they like that. Let them wonder what you're going to do. Don't worry. Show concern, but have your plan on what you're going to do. Let's break it down to a physical fight. If somebody's standing in front of you that wants to punch you out, well, instead of saying, oh, he's going to try to punch me, he probably will punch you and hurt you. But guess what? You don't focus on that. You focus on what you're going to do to them. That's your focus. Okay, you're going to try to swing on me? Well, I'm going to get 3 in on you. I might miss 2, but I'm going to get 1 in. This is a fight. And you have to think that way. But in order to fight, you have to be prepared, because when you know that you're not prepared, you can't win. You have to prepare yourself mentally. You got to prepare yourself financially. You got to prepare yourself physically for the most part. It doesn't mean you have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning and break an egg in a glass like Rocky and run up and down the neighborhood. No, at least get stretches in. At least get to know your body. Know your body. Have time to yourself. Think of different scenarios that you fear. Fear is a good thing. Anybody who says, oh, I don't fear this and I don't fear that, you lying. You have to turn that feeling into something advantageous for you. I sleep deep because I have secured this property. I wouldn't sleep deep if I didn't. I'm not a scaredy cat, but I know if somebody comes and even tries, I got you. Prepare yourself. Sharpen your sword. You're not battling every single day, but when you're chilling out, relaxing, you're enjoying a nice meal, you're enjoying a nice show on the TV. I'm not against you watching something that's good for the soul, not this trash. But as you do that, sharpen your sword, because there's going to be a time when it's time for battle. And the battle doesn't always last long. If you're prepared, it's swift. Come on now. Those who are living in the big cities, just growing up in America, you've seen fights before. Ain't nobody sitting up in the street fighting 15 rounds. 20, 30 seconds, they rolling around on the ground, and it doesn't last long. And here we are worried about the big this and the big that and this. Remember back in the year 2000 when it was coming? Oh, the computers are going to mess up and planes are going to be falling out the sky. But then next year, 911 happened, unexpected. Just have control over yourself. Have concern over the things that you can control and touch. But don't worry about things that are away from your circle. No, you don't worry. Worry consumes you. Worry is out of control. Worry is an uncontrolled fire. You don't go in your kitchen and just put down some gasoline and just light it up because it's the kitchen. No, you control the fire. But when your house burns down, it's uncontrollable. So fear, uncontrollable, burn you down. Sitting up late at night, worried about this and that. Listen, even if you don't have enough money to pay your bills the next day, get some daggone sleep. You might wash your clothes the next day and find $250 that you forgot in your pocket. You see what I mean? It happens that way. That's how life is. And so for those who are on a spiritual level and know that there's a higher being, we just couldn't have gotten here by ourselves. There's no way. I'm not talking about the churchified stuff. I'm talking about what is. Like Muhammad Ali said, people will say, oh, there is no God, and no, this just, but if I told you, or he said, if I told you that this just made itself, or this glass of water made itself, you'd say I was crazy. So there's definitely something higher going on, and we are gifted, we are blessed, and we're chosen. And this is why we find ourselves in a place of not being comfortable on this planet, because someone else knows that we're blessed and that we're chosen and we're here for a reason, but we're going to go where these other entities cannot go. And that's why they're jealous. That's why they're trying to pull us down now. That's why they don't want us to see any joy on our faces. They want to see us stressed. They want to see us run down. That's what makes them feel good. If you're smiling, even if you're not smiling, you're reading a book, you have a demeanor about yourself as you walk down the street, that kills them. We know the stress we're throwing on you. How is it that you can move about the earth and be in good spirits, even sometimes when you're going through stuff? You can retreat into that place that you've built within that nobody else can touch. Even when everybody else gives up on you or doubts you or puts you down and whispers about you, you know you got this thing that is not going to stop, that's not going to quit, and you're going to be the winner. Even if it takes 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, you got this thing inside of you that's unshakable, and you laugh at the naysayers when they throw you down and write you off for dead. Good. Now you can't mess with me no more because you played your hand, and I'll never allow your energy around me. You see what I mean? So your life gets lighter and lighter and lighter. People will fall off. It's okay. But that's the bottom line. You were born, you're going to transition. This is an experience. This is a journey. Enjoy it as much as you can, but don't give away the joy for some devil and some demon who doesn't have your destiny. It doesn't mean your name has to be up in lights. You can be a nondescript person who sweeps floors at the elementary school in the middle of the night. You're no less than anybody else. The sun shines on you too. Orange juice tastes just as good to you as it does to Donald Trump or Oprah Winfrey. And they ain't paying us no mind. But that's okay. We ain't paying them no mind either. This is a wonderful planet that the Creator has given to us. And I'm not going to not enjoy it. And you have legal right to protect your life. This old stand your ground foolishness they're talking about, we were born with that. But we didn't know it because we were so scared of Massa. He can do what he want to do, but we can't. He says, do not kill, but then he kills. Do not covet, do not commit adultery, but he does it. He'll take your wife back in the slave days and do what he want to do. He'll do it now if he could. So they speak with a forked tongue for real. Walk from within, know your righteousness, know that you have a right to be here, and you're the greatest to walk the planet because we're the original and we can't be defeated. I'm sorry, I'm just so hyped up. My first day back coming on. And let's see if they try to find a way to knock me for another 2 weeks. But we're on so many different platforms. Trust me, I'm finding platforms that like you'll never find. I'm like, wow. I put out a post that goes all these little nooks and crannies and places that, man, I'm learning so much, and I've been learning so much, and I'm rested, and I'm strong, and I'm ready for another 62 years. April 8th is coming. I'm ready for another 62 years. I'm just beginning. We're just getting started, and ain't no devil in hell gonna stop us from enjoying our life. Anyway, much love to you all. I'll be back tomorrow with some video and some live shows and stuff. And it's always a pleasure. Much love to you all. LANCESCURV out. Peace.